Hi.
Hey, thank you. You sent me this request because as soon as I started the video, I realized that we don't follow each other on this page. And so I was not able to send you that ad request. So there are some kind people who have joined in and who are, hi Rishikesh, hi Ila,
We are two
who are,
debutants
we are
of
two
Instagram.
old ladies trying to figure out this bacha technology, which we have no idea how it works. Thank you for asking, sending that request. Meenakshi is also joined. Okay,
Yeah.
chalo. So we'll start.
Yes.
So guys, I am so happy to start this new series called Hello G. Of course, what else will we call it? And I'm so happy to have with us for the first edition Anushri, who is Dr. Anushri Bartak, who is a surgeon at a government hospital and a very old friend of mine. And so we, for the last week, I've been collecting from all of you some period myths. And since today is WHO's World Menstrual Hygiene Day, Anushri and I will be discussing some of these myths. Before I begin, I have to say, Anushri, thank you as a healthcare worker for your service in this last terrible year. Okay, so let's begin with the first where it all begins. Um, I wrote in last week's edition of Opening how my first experience with periods began, how my mom first had the talk with me when I was like 10, 11 years old. And then I was like, ठीक है, देखा जाएगा जब होगा. And 2-3 साल बाद हुआ. And then I was at least a little prepared for it. Because हमारे school में तो the talk happened when everyone in the class had already got their period. Even the last person, the latest possible person to get it had also got it. So what was
Yeah.
your experience like, and what do you think is the general way we do this in India?
Yeah. Actually, these sex ed classes happen in eighth or ninth, right? And
Hmm.
the average age of first period, that is menarche, has come down
Hmm.
in the society as a whole. So we should be targeting students who are in third or fourth standard, because that is the time, it must be so traumatic for a primary school girl to suddenly bleed one day, and
Yeah.
I cannot even imagine the trauma.
Yeah.
I saw one YouTube video. It was about, they were enacting about first periods and the child not knowing, and she actually said to her mother that I might need surgery, and then they had to calm her down.
I know, right? मेरे स्कूल में कई लोग को लगता था कि मुझे कैंसर हो गया है और I'm going to die now. I have some terminal disease, which is naturally what you will think if you suddenly, like I always tell men, you imagine suddenly one day you wake up and there's blood in your underpants. You will obviously
Yeah,
think that you have some terrible disease,
yeah.
and
I have
that's
to.
naturally what women do think, huh?
Yeah, men are not actually a part of this. That is also a sad thing. I used to laugh at my
Yes.
MBBS batchmates that you're fainting because of a drop of a blood. I mean, should experience a period once.
Yeah. Right. So that, let's talk about that. Why are men not a part of this conversation? क्योंकि हम भी स्कूल में हमें बताया था we were all shipped into one secret location and all the boys are like क्या बात चल रही है, and the girls come back giggling and then boys are like क्या हुआ, and girls are not telling them what is this, why can't we talk to everyone, all the kids together.
Yeah, absolutely. I read one article, and the title said it all. It was a study about adolescent boys and what is their knowledge about menstruation, and the title was like awkward smile and glances.
Oh yeah, that perfectly summarizes it. And also by the time we are told boys and girls हम सब कहीं और random sources से we get some information misinformation, right?
Yeah,
What
that
was
that
your
curious.
experience with that?
You're right. That curious phase is already gone, and most of the times we have misinformation about that time. I remember that I actually stumbled upon menstruation really early when I was like 5 6 years old. My mom got me encyclopedia, and alphabetically there was menstruation somewhere. And then I was so excited by this knowledge that I actually told a group of friends. And imagine bunch of girl. I mean, and actually one of them had her period, so she ought to know. But yeah, I was just really scared for some time that they will stop being friends with me.
So that's good, right? You were like the spreader of correct information at that time, right? Like
Yeah, but
encyclopedia से पढ़ के तो कुछ ठीक ही सीखा होगा.
I know, but I mean, some of their parents got really mad and they called my dad, and I was really, really scared that maybe I did something wrong, and I just felt so guilty at that time. I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And nobody
Tell us.
really, I mean, at least some adult should have said that it's okay, you did the right thing, but they were equally embarrassed because of it for some reason. I think it's a larger problem, not just
So what is the
kids.
impact of this on kids when we don't talk to them about it at the right time and give them the right information? What is the
Yeah.
impact that is had on them in the long term, like even as adults, which carries forward?
Yeah. So I think if you don't have right information at right time, you lose out on self confidence, and self confidence at such. I mean, in middle school and in high school, there are so many reasons to lose self confidence, and I think menses is one of the big reasons because they are
Yeah.
not told what kind of changes you are supposed to. I mean, that change is normal or these things are supposed to happen, and without self confidence life is a struggle. And I remember so many of my classmates during high school, they never came to these competitions outside of the state because it involved travel or it clashed with their periods dates, and I think it's very sad to miss out on such opportunities. And also
Hmm.
I think access to MHM products is also a very important factor. Like
Right.
like my mom gave me a lot of options. Like she told about sanitary pads and tampons. Of course, at that time, menstrual cups were not really that popular. But I don't know any other friend who even knew about tampons at that age.
Hmm.
So and I think they miss out on access to these products. You know.
Yeah, one of the so we had sent out last week. We had sent out this request for period mints, and one of the girls wrote to me that she got it when she was in ninth standard or something, and tab tak she had no clue how to use a pad. And she said when I was about to get it, or the first time I got it, I put the pad behind my buttocks because I had no idea how to use a pad. That's a very basic thing. It's a logistical thing that nobody tells us about, right?
Yeah, they should. They should.
You were telling me yesterday about this story of your aunt who used to
Oh,
wash
yeah,
pads.
I actually have a funny story about sanitary pad. So, luckily, thanks to my mom, I knew how to use a sanitary pad. But I was spending I mean, a holiday at my aunt's house, and she didn't apparently. And she asked me to wash my sanitary pad before throwing it out. I was like, lady, I might be in school, but I know more than you about this. So, guess who never visited aunt when Aunt Flo visited her.
I mean, we
Yeah,
are
yeah,
laughing
yes.
about this now, but I was surprised that after we had our conversation, I was talking to someone else today because today is
Uh-huh.
menstrual hygiene day. Everyone's talking about this, at least the woke people like us are. So somebody was telling me that this is very common, and apparently they would see balcony में कपड़ों के साथ pads सूख रहे हैं. And I was quite surprised to hear this. मुझे कभी नहीं पता था
Yeah.
before. And in the last 24 hours now, I've heard two stories like this. One from you and one from
I'm
this other
glad
person.
you brought it up. You know, I knew she was not the only person with
Not the
this
only one.
misinformation. Damn it. Can you imagine love labor lost over washing disposable items?
It's very weird. I know it's we are laughing about it, but it is horrific. Yeah, like imagine if people like what would this lady teach her kids? What would she teach her if she had a daughter? Which you
Yeah.
told me that thankfully she didn't. If she had
Thankfully.
had a daughter, she would have passed this misinformation to the daughter also, right? Like वो बच्ची भी
Yeah.
confused आती कि what is this? My mom is washing pads, which I've never seen anyone else do. And
True. True.
Aditya, my friend, is messaging right now that he said that his moms and aunts kicked him out of the family room on the day when his sister matured, so that
Oh,
so that boys were not included. कि तुम लोग ये बात नहीं सुनोगे. It's the
yeah.
same thing that you were talking about how boys are kept out of it. But tell me, one we are blaming society, but is science also sexist? Because one of the things that I read about is how, and I wrote last week about this, was how people in the research money is also spent differently on issues that affect men and issues that affect women. And in UK, I read this study that 5 times money is spent on erectile dysfunction, which affects only 20% men, compared to PMS, which affects 90% of women. So, because you are a scientist, you are a doctor, tell us what is your take. Is science sexist?
No, I was really surprised to read this post by you, and I actually got pretty defensive that how can this be? She's right, but so yeah, so I actually was reading. I started reading about this, and I found a very nice quote that the most worrying trend in female health research is the lack of it, and
That is well said.
yeah, and
That is well
all
said.
all those articles somehow which started saying that there's a lot of sociological and anthropological research on this, somehow in their conclusion section they all of them said like there is, it's still less, you need uh, more research. Some areas like PCOS or endometriosis are a complete mystery, which shouldn't be, right,
Yeah,
after so
I
many
know.
years.
So women's reproductive system is like a black box even for science, right? Like it's not just that our aunts and uncles and parents don't know,
Yeah.
or we don't know. It's literally that scientists and doctors don't know about it. So
You're
I
right,
mean,
so it's
science
not
is
just about
sexist, right?
dissemination of knowledge, but actually lack of knowledge.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you were also reading up. You sent me some screenshots today of studies about women's pain, right? How women's pain is also
Yeah.
minimized in science.
Yeah. So the whole the premise of this was that as medical students, we are always looking for objective ways to assess somebody's pain, and there are also a lot of biases or stereotypes. They also get mixed up in this. So to summarize, I mean, uh, if I have to say it in one sentence, men get painkillers and women get sedatives and antidepressants.
Oh yeah,
So
you were telling me
yeah,
about ICU psychosis, right? The other
yeah,
day.
yeah. The other day we had, I mean, unfortunately, we have a patient who is in ICU for a long time because of COVID, and I was talking to somebody, and he just attributed this ICU psychosis to her gender, and that lady hai isliye psycho hai. I was like, dude, I mean, so I think something similar happens with pain, that there's this bias that women have more pain threshold, women are more emotional. So, and a lot of our medical problems cannot be objectively judged. Okay,
Yeah.
so all this leads to, uh, I mean, we are at greater risk for inadequate pain relief. And I think even your today's post, even obstetric analgesia, pain relief
Hmm.
related to the
Childbirth.
delivery, that is also, that also brought this out nicely. That yes, what's so wrong in asking for painkiller or pain relief?
Yeah.
What is so
Yeah.
hysterical about having these vague kind of problems? So, and even interestingly, they employed a AI instead of, I mean, I read this one small piece where they had employed a AI to uh, kind of go through these women's symptoms and arrive at a diagnosis. So even the AI inherited these cultural stereotypes and these biases, and they also started
Hmm.
acting like biased as medical professionals are.
Yeah, yeah, I read about this because AI is basically going to map
Yeah.
the data collected by human race, right? And human
Yeah.
race has been collecting data has been mostly men. And so
Yeah.
when men represent data, they bring their biases into it. And then when AI picks it up, so I was reading this article which said that, I mean, Siri or Alexa ke bare mein, feminine is only their name. There's literally nothing else pro women about these AI technologies also because they basically use our data and our data is biased. So they've inherited that bias, which is very worrying.
But
So let's,
the way to go forward would be, to recenter research, to ask women about, to decide objectives of study, to decide areas of research. So they will
Hmm.
prioritize women's health issues in research
Yeah. Yeah.
and to fund.
And you were saying yesterday that if research funding when people do in the West, if that was a thing in India, then all the women would just give money to PMS research, right?
Yeah,
Please just
absolutely.
find
Count
a
me
solution for
in.
this.
Here's my
Yeah.
salary. Please find a solution
Please.
to PMS.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess there are also like these really funny ways that our culture tries to hide the fact that we have periods, right? Like
Yeah.
you were telling me yesterday about the TV ads you remember from your childhood. So tell us a bit about that.
I didn't know why these women were running in these white pants everywhere. I don't know.
White pants, and suddenly it's like, they use the biggest thing for me is that 90s में आते वो रेणुका शहाने and पल्लवी जोशी वो वाले ads आते थे that किसी को बताना मत, and the entire family gets uncomfortable when that ad comes and people are looking here there, कोई पानी पीने चला गया, किसी ने somebody wants to change the channel कि
Super
हाँ
awkward.
ठीक है आगे आगे बढ़ो. I mean that it began from there, and even now to this day when you go to a shop, भी वो पॉलिथीन में पैड मांगो तो they'll put it in a अखबार, फिर उसको ब्लैक पेपर, फिर उसको ये
Yeah.
लाइक हैंड ग्रेनेड लेके जा रहे हैं क्या हम, जो इतनी आप पैकिंग कर रहे हो. I mean
Yeah.
these things reinforce the stigma instead of helping.
Yeah, they make you nervous. I mean, instead of see, I read something today that menstruation is actually a simple physical thing which is shared globally. I read a number today. 300 million women menstruate every day. So
Wow.
so this is like a simple biological physiological phenomena which should be shared by all of us globally, and instead
Hmm.
we have this culture of fear and insecurity
Hmm.
built around something which 300 million women are undergoing right now.
Exactly, exactly. And like one thing that we try so much to hide it also, right? Like TV ads and chemists, they have this um, experience which every woman has of going beyond your way and beyond
What's
to hide the fact that you're having a period. कि, अरे
Yeah,
stain हो गया, भागो,
stains.
छुपो,
Oh gosh.
भागो.
What's the deal with
So,
stains, yeah? So many people finding it.
I realize like literally half the population of this world has experienced it. And the other
Yeah,
half has also in some form or shape, the people who live
exactly.
with women must have seen it, must have seen
Yeah.
how it is managed. But we still trying to hide it like some
Were
national
you
level
also nervous
secret.
about stains?
So I was telling you yesterday about this, right? So I was I was doing an internship during my engineering, and I was sitting in this IT office, information technology. So there's a lot of us sitting in one room or working on our computers, and suddenly I realized that my periods have come, and I was not prepared. So I know that now the chair is getting stained, and if I get up, everyone will see the stain. So I literally sat there and I waited till lunch break when everyone left, and then I told them नहीं मुझे बहुत काम है, आप लोग जाओ, I'll come later. And then everyone left the room and I rushed to the toilet and I washed my trousers. I dried them under the hand dryer, and then I came back and I poured chapak full water bottle on the chair and then उसको हाथ से खींच खींच के साफ किया. The stain went, but the entire room was like flooded with water. And people come back from lunch break and they're like, यहाँ क्या हुआ? And I was like, वो मैं पानी की bottle पकड़ के चल रही थी and I fell down and it spilled. I mean, the length to which I went, and we have done this repeatedly, and I'm sure every woman has a story like this about
You were
how the lengths
lucky.
to which we go to hide stains.
You
I
were
was
lucky
lucky,
that
yeah, I
this
was lucky.
happened. This didn't happen in school. Otherwise, the kind of nicknames.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
can't imagine. No, there are. I know that's the part of the problem again of leaving boys out of this conversation, right? The
Yeah.
nicknames, the bullying, the jokes, that all comes because we leave boys out of the
This
conversation.
secrecy, secret society.
Exactly. Then there are these. So, most of the myths, let's come back to the myths that the
Okay.
readers had sent us. The biggest myth that, and by the way, some folks are asking about some MHM products like using tampons and cups. So, guys, we'll come to that in a bit. We will definitely touch upon that. Um, the biggest myth that everyone sent me was about purity. Don't touch the pickle, don't touch the tulsi plant, don't go in the kitchen, don't go in the puja room, don't touch this, don't cook anything. Men of the family will go mad if you cook for them during periods. I mean, it was hilarious and yet very disturbing because small girls being put through that. And one girl actually, one of my friends told me that when she was a kid, she was very inquisitive and scientific minded, which like you must have been. So she went into the kitchen when nobody was looking and put her hand in the pickle to check कि ये खराब होता है कि नहीं.
Yes.
So, what is your take on this? I mean, I think we all know the answer, but still tell us the take on this. Are women impure during periods?
No. The answer should be, I mean, just have common sense. No, 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 no. I mean, a part of me doesn't even want to dignify this with a response. You know, like what's wrong with you people? This is like grade A indiscrimination against women.
Yes, this also comes from, they say it comes from Vedic times when, it was supposed to give rest to women. So what is the deal with that? Because, I mean, I understand and I'm all for giving full rest to women. But is that even really practical that 5 days a week you will get complete bed rest and nobody will bother you? And also how quickly it gets transformed into untouchability. Because when we start with rest and comfort for the woman, suddenly it becomes a thing against the woman.
It becomes a discrimination. Yeah. See, my take on this is that if you can, if it is still relevant, then you should follow, even if it's a practice which is 1,000 years ago. If it is relevant, then you should follow. But the circumstances, even biology has changed so much. So in just early 1920s, 1930s, women just had 40 periods over their lifetime because they were either pregnant or breastfeeding. Whereas you and
Oh,
me, we are going to have 400 periods in our life.
oh wow.
So 40 versus
Oh
400.
crap.
So obviously, so I'm
Because
not going
women
to
were like
listen
constantly
to,
बच्चे पे बच्चे पे बच्चे
yeah,
पे बच्चा at that time.
it is
Oh,
completely, you can understand, right? To do something 40 times and to do something 400 times. And
yeah.
it's a completely different era. Our professions are different. The challenges are different. Our biology is different. The age that we get married, have kids, everything is different. Our stresses are different. I don't think, I mean, rest is a good thing, but all this purity stuff, I don't buy it. It should
Also,
not be.
how practical is rest? I mean, you are a healthcare worker in the middle of a freaking pandemic. You are not going to get 5 days of bed rest, right, every month. So,
No.
and it's unfair to expect that from the systems, from society, from our
See,
family members also.
I feel like that if we improve this knowledge attitude towards menstruation, then this because that this menses related absenteeism is a big area of research, and it
Yeah.
leads to uh, big losses as a workforce. So if we improve knowledge regarding this, if women know when to seek medical help, then this absenteeism will reduce. If they take correct medicines,
Yeah.
so then the rest we can incorporate it in our schedule. But I think it's impractical to have these 24 hours into 5 days rest periods. It's just
Hmm.
not possible.
I mean, I'm all for period leave institutionally, but of course that has to be maybe once a month, twice a
Yeah.
month. But uh, this
It has to be
expectation,
individualized, and I feel that if somebody needs leave and to take rest during periods, then they should also have access to gynecologist,
that
and
right?
they should be taking medications for it.
Yeah.
So I don't think we should generalize, but I wish somebody in Vedic period said that family members of a menstruating woman would massage her feet compulsorily. That is something.
Foot massage. You're always up for
Foot
foot massage.
massage. Yeah. Why
Men
is
who are
that not
listening, hot tip for
written
you.
in our text?
Correct.
Yeah.
So since you're talking about this difference of periods across women, what do you think exactly is a normal period? Is there such a thing as a normal period? जो हमें textbook में पढ़ाते हैं every 28 days, ovum will come and all of that.
So
Is that
from one Potterhead to another, period is Bertie Bott's every flavor beans. Okay. So I I think we when we say 28 days cycle, we are idealizing periods. It
yeah.
doesn't happen that way.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
but seriously speaking, I think anything from 3 weeks, like 21, 22 days to 35 days can be normal. So
Hmm.
that's the thing. So when you are using these period tracking apps and everything, you have to
Yeah.
remember that 21 days could be normal for you, 35 days could be normal for you. Even bleeding, 5 to anything between 5 to 8 days is normal. But it you should not have I mean you should not pass clots, or you should not have over and above this variation from 3 weeks to 5 weeks, you should not have like another one more week of variation. So can't be like, or it can't be like 45 days more than 2-3 times a year. So if that kind
Yeah.
of abnormality is happening more than 2-3 times a year, then you want to get yourself checked by a gynecologist and see that you don't have any underlying cause for this. So there are
Hmm.
some times in the woman's life when irregular periods are normal. So when at the onset of periods. So for first few years, say 15 to 20, when your brain and your ovaries and everything is trying to sync up. So
Yeah.
it's quite normal to have irregular delayed periods.
Yeah.
And of course, pregnancy, breastfeeding,
Hmm.
menopause. So if you fit into this scenario, then it's fine. But as I mentioned earlier, if
Hmm.
these irregularities are happening outside of these periods and for more than 2-3 times a year, then you should definitely get yourself checked.
There's also
There's also
many
many
other factors,
other
right?
factors, right?
Sorry, I'm hearing an
Sorry, I'm
echo of
hearing
my
an
own
echo of my
voice.
own voice.
Did you change
Did
something
you
on
change
your
something on
Bluetooth
your Bluetooth
earphone? I
earphone?
think
Is
it's
I think
causing an
it's
echo.
causing an echo.
Okay, I'll try to switch off this. Is it
This
better?
is us.
This is the
No, I'm
no.
still hearing
I'm
an
still
echo. I
hearing an
think it's
echo. I
something to
think
do
it's
with
something
the
to do
call
with
you
the
just
call
got,
you
right?
just got, right?
You cut that
You
call.
cut
I
that
had
call.
to cut that call. Yeah.
हाँ,
हाँ,
तो उससे कुछ
तो
हुआ.
उससे कुछ हुआ.
Can you just
Okay.
Can you
disconnect
just
your
disconnect
Bluetooth
your
and
Bluetooth
talk
and
normally?
talk normally?
Okay, okay, fine. I'll try.
This is us
This is
again,
us
old
again,
people being
old
old
people being old people.
people. Not knowing how technology works.
Off. Is it better now?
Hello? Yeah, perfect. I can't hear the echo anymore. So another myth that someone had sent was irregularity of period means you're sexually active. So that also I guess gets debunked by your statement right now about
Yeah.
plus minus 1 week tak ho sakta hai.
Yeah.
There's also you were saying yesterday about how people also physically themselves and intentionally delay their periods often.
Oh
So
yeah.
by taking tablets etc. Is that safe? How often
No.
is that okay to do?
No, I don't think it's safe, because especially these things happen when these girls are adolescent. So that's the time when your brain and your ovaries are trying to sync, and then if you are messing up with your cycles with taking progesterone to delay it, and just for a simple puja or a wedding, I think it's so not worth it. You know, when
Hmm.
it's like you are trying to fine tune something, and just like that Bluetooth interference we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's talk about pain because you said that pain is normal, but again, it's Bertie Bott's every flavor beans, right? I mean,
yeah,
everyone gets different amounts of pain,
yeah,
and our doctors will not often accept किसको कितना pain है, what pain is tolerable, intolerable, when should you see a doctor?
yeah,
What is your take on this?
yeah. So any pain which does not disturb your routine, and
Hmm.
and occasional painkiller. So all of us usually use a combination of paracetamol and mefenamic acid. This meftalspas is a very popular over-the-counter drug. So if
Yeah.
you have to, if everybody has difficult days. I mean, even during the 5 day period. So like one particular day, you have to pop in a painkiller, and otherwise you are able to go through a routine. So that pain is not worrisome. But say you have to take painkillers throughout a day, throughout the duration of period, you are passing heavy clots, and or if there are like endometriosis is again a very common disease which is still mysterious. So these uterine lining cells, they are deposited in places where they shouldn't be, and
Hmm.
they can lead to this kind of unexplained abdominal pain, or even some people have bowel symptoms if these cells
Hmm.
are on their intestines.
Hmm.
And it can, if you don't seek treatment, it can also lead to infertility. So I think any I would say any abnormal pain which is happening in every cycle, and it's been
Yeah.
going on for months, then it is worthwhile to go to a gynec, get a ultrasound done, have them look at your endometrial lining.
And there's also a myth that period pain will go away if you have a kid. Is that true?
No, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, because I know because I was telling you yesterday, my roommate in my first job when I started living alone, she used to say that she had such extreme pain she wanted to jump off the building. I mean, it was scary for me every month. The amount of pain she was in, she couldn't move from her bed and she couldn't eat. She was just completely not able to function, and that
Yeah.
people told her the same thing after she got married that, oh, once you have a kid this will go away, but she's had a
Yeah.
kid now and it's still quite bad for her.
So
So
if she
that's
has any medical issue, like some hormonal problem or PCOS or endometriosis, so that's not going to go away. I mean, people think of kids and marriage as these one-stop solutions, but
hmm.
they are not. So
Yeah, one stop solution, every problem in your life will go away.
yeah, they just
That's
amplify
a,
whatever you have.
what else are the other things for which people should seek doctor medical help in assistance, or
Yeah,
kya
so
kya symptoms can be
so
there, PMS or during periods?
yeah, PMS, even, I mean, people should be aware that these extremes of PMS where you feel depressed or you are not able to function physically or psychologically, they are not
Yeah.
okay. There are so
Hmm.
many medications which can help stabilize your PMS symptoms. So those kind of things. Or, very common complaint is white discharge.
Hmm.
Very, very common complaint. And people think that actually um, some form of white discharge is normal around periods, but anything which causes itching or redness, or if you are having you having to pee frequently, or having to go to the loo frequently, so all these things which are not outside your reproductive system, if any of these symptoms are present, that means that there is some bigger problem at hand.
Yeah.
So all these things, I think, rather than सहन करने से, you should actually go and get it checked out by a gynecologist.
Hmm.
They actually, they just take history and they just examine you and they just do a simple ultrasound, and they get simple medicines which can solve these problems which, which
Yeah.
affect quality of life.
Hmm. Now, I want to finally also get deep into these MHM product options that we have. But before that, I want to tell you some of the funniest myths that we got, which I don't even want to ask you to dignify with a response. One was that if a lizard touches your used pad, then you will get stomachache.
So you should wash
When
it.
I don't know, I shared this in fact on Instagram, and one of the people, my friends, he messaged me कि देख कौन रहा है, who's watching this pat कि इसको कब lizard is coming and touching or not. Like, there was security guard for the used pads जो check करे कि lizard नहीं आने चाहिए.
Oh
It's
God.
so weird.
Yeah.
There was one about exercises. Can you do squats and exercise during periods? You can,
Yes,
right?
in fact, you should do a happy exercise, like something that you don't have to kill yourself over,
Stress.
but something which you can do easily, because exercise also releases endorphins, which help in PMS and pain relief.
Pain management.
Yeah.
Another thing, very lot of people said me about hair washing. Apparently, that's a big thing. Somebody saying don't wash hair on first or second day. Somebody saying it's compulsory to wash on the fourth day. Somebody saying no head wash at all. What is this head wash obsession, and how much of it is true, if at all?
No, I don't think there is any logic to this.
Medical science has no opinion on
No.
your shampoo schedule. What a surprise. You should sleep separately if you're married during periods. I mean, if you're married is like another euphemism, but basically is unprotected sex okay during periods?
See,
Can you conceive?
so unprotected sex and I mean two things. Can you do it? Yes, if you're comfortable, both of you. But conception, there is no absolute guarantee that you will not
Guarantee.
conceive. See, because there are two phases of menstrual cycle, right? So the first day of your periods is the beginning of this cycle, and it lasts till the next first day of your period. So the first half of this is very variable, and the first half ends when there is ovulation. The second half is actually fixed, 2 weeks. So you don't know whether you're going to ovulate on sixth day or you're going to ovulate on 14th day.
Okay.
And period also is not. I mean, period is also so heterogeneous. Like 2-3 days you have actual bleeding and then you have spotting. So how do you count when your period ends? So somebody having unprotected sex on sixth day, uh, I don't know. I think it's gambling.
Aditya is asking a very intelligent question, like he often does. That do women bleed blue colors like the show in TV ads of pads? Yes, Aditya,
Oh,
we do.
yeah.
It's a special blue blood. Only we have it. You don't have it. Somebody is asking, does taking painkillers every month cause any long-term problems?
Every month. So, as I
If
said,
you take one
occasional.
Meftol, I think
Okay. Yeah,
once
I
a
don't
day,
think so. See,
that's okay.
paracetamol, anybody who has a normal functional liver and no allergy to paracetamol, occasional paracetamol won't cause a problem.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But if you have
So,
to take, like you said, बहुत ज़्यादा, like if you take every 6 hours and all, then it's a problem.
then I think you're better off than actually taking them from a doctor. If you have to take so much painkillers, right? I
हाँ.
mean, for the whole duration of period, if you have to take painkillers continuously. Otherwise, I would say occasional paracetamol, occasional this Meftal spas combination, even tranexamic acid sometimes people use to decrease the bleeding. So occasional use is fine.
One more question about the very first thing we're discussing is, do you think that these myths and misconceptions should also be taught in the curriculum along with the biology and in schools? I think very, very
Yes,
important, right?
definitely.
The things that we're talking now in our 30s,
Yeah.
mid to late 30s,
Yeah.
it needs to be taught
Somebody
when
should
you're
teach
10,
us
11.
about menopause before we have some time. Yeah.
Exactly. It's just, I wrote about this last week, right? And I was like, "Yaar, I mean, will this never end? It's okay to be." Once I was blindsided when I was a 13-year-old girl, but as a 42-year-old woman, also you're getting blindsided by your biology. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
You know,
Uh,
I read something today that these remedies and explanations which are thrown at these womanly problems throughout their life. It's like these poorly written advice column. They never actually nobody actually offers them legitimate medication. I mean, so little of us actually
yeah.
get offered legitimate medications and proper advice.
Correct. No, actually, like in Pune, there is that Ask the Sexpert column, right? Man, like, I can't believe how much of India has got its sex education from that column. And
Yeah.
literally, that man has done more service than our science books have to Indian men and women, right?
Yeah.
Chalo, let's come to the big one, which a lot of people are asking about, means MHM products. So let's start with Cantam. People have many people have been warned about it. Young girls were told कि अरे no, can't use tampon because you will not remain a virgin after you use it. What is the deal with that?
Yeah. So I think people, I mean, men and women should be taught about their anatomies in this sex ed classes. So if they are taught anatomy in the correct way, then they'll be used to then they can make this informed choice about MHM products as well, right? So
Yeah.
if you know that a lot of women are born without a hymen, a lot of women can lose their hymen because of sports and normal physical activities, and a lot of women, I mean, hymens are also every flavored beans, right? So some hymens are thin, some hymens are not there, some hymens are thick. So if your hymen is thin and if it is there, then theoretically it can get uh, broken by a tampon or a menstrual cup. But I think see, if you consider benefits and risk and benefits of this, then I think menstrual cups are definitely, you should try them, and you should not let these puny or petty concepts revolving around hymen affect your decision making. That is what I think. And there is a
Yeah.
good
So
chance you are actually crying over something which is not present in your body.
correct. I know that's a whole different conversation about how our society's obsession with virginity and hymens needs to be cured. It's a problem
Yeah.
that needs to go. So menstrual cup you mentioned, and we've all read how it is the most eco-friendly choice out there. Because these disposable pads are polluting our environment. They're causing plastic pollution,
Yeah.
which no one knows what to do with. So menstrual cup, you can use one cup for like 20 years or some insane amount. People are
And
asking, how do you use menstrual cups confidently? Someone
uh,
said that I'm scared of using it every time I have to put a cup inside. I'm scared about it. So, what's your advice on cups?
so uh, I think it's very important to familiarize yourself with, I mean, with your anatomy. And once you familiarize yourself with your own vagina, then you will understand that when you insert fingers, there is a diaphragm, and that till that portion, vagina is sensitive, and beyond that, vagina is insensitive. it's
Okay.
it's a it's a potential space that gets expanded when you insert the menstrual cup. So if you are able to place the cup correctly high enough so that you are above this sensate area, then it sits just below the cervix, and because that whole area up is insensate, so you will not be uncomfortable. But I think with respect to menstrual cup, we have to uh, kind of prepare ourselves that this is a good thing for the environment. I mean, it's either this or you are going to use 10,000s of, you're going to go through 10,000 pads in your
Yeah.
400 cycles if you don't do this. So
Right.
you really, I mean, it's worth a try. And you also have to accept that it won't be love at first sight. You will have to try different brands, you have to try different sizes. So a broad idea is that this small sizes for not sexually active or unmarried women, and the medium is one for married women who had not had a vaginal delivery, and the large one is for when the vagina is, vaginal delivery occurs. So you'll have to try at least two sizes and different brands, and you have to. But I
Yeah.
think it once you understand that it is so important for all of us to try 300 million women and 10,000 pads per person.
Not 300 million. What, 3 billion women, right? Like. 3
No, I
billion
mean, just
females.
I was thinking about today.
Today, today,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Hmm.
we
So
owe it to, I
yeah,
think,
you're
our
right.
planet.
It's a lot of trial and error actually. I've also been struggling with it, and it's difficult to find the right size and to find the
Yeah,
right to get comfortable enough with it. And
yeah.
I was talking to I was in a clubhouse conversation just before this, and somebody was telling how they, voted for just put it in and then took it out because they're afraid it'll get stuck. Then the next month put it in and voted for a minute. Then next month put it in and then walked down the street and came back. And
Wow.
then next month put it in for half an hour. So ऐसे धीरे धीरे she increased how long
But
she used the
I
cup for. And I thought
I
that was
think,
like a very great
yeah,
insight that,
yeah, and great commitment, right? I mean,
mm,
to keep trying.
yeah,
But see, that's the thing. If we are taught anatomy in the correct way, then you know that it can't get stuck and it doesn't get lost. The vagina is blind; it can't go anywhere. I
right.
think
It
that will make
can't
us
it
less afraid.
वैसे but I have to genuinely ask you because I have read a story about someone where it went too inside and then she had to go to gynecologist who had to take it out with a forceps or something. So is that possible theoretically?
In a very rare situation, but usually it works by suction, right? So if you are able to pinch it really hard to make the suction go, then
Hmm.
you can just. I think people get nervous because they don't
Ah.
know the anatomy. You know.
Hmm. I attended this show called the Vagina Monologues in Bombay
Oh,
once. It was amazing, 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 and I really wish that I could watch it again this bloody pandemic. But उसमें one of the they literally made all of the women at the end stand up and say and make a commitment, make a vow that today I will go home, take a mirror and look down there and
yeah,
understand my anatomy. That's what you were also saying yesterday, right? Like how women
yeah.
don't even know that how many holes are down there,
And
let alone
I
what is
get
what.
I get so annoyed because they are not able to point if they are having problems with. I mean, they don't know where their pee comes from. They don't know where the baby comes from, and I feel annoyed and sad at the same time that we
Yeah.
are. I wish. I mean, and these are. I mean, middle-aged women with children. I think.
Wow. Let's come to your final World Menstrual Hygiene Day message. What is your final message about if there's one thing that you would like everyone to do aside from taking a mirror and looking down there for the women?
Yeah, that's final, definitely one. So I think right information at right time. We have to talk to our girls at the right age and involve our boys too. So I
Yeah.
really like that we were talking about this you know and our family members are also around and we don't have to be embarrassed about this.
Yeah.
They are they and all our friends who are guys who are listening in and they're interested in this. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. I think the one thing we should all do on World Menstrual Hygiene Day is just go and talk to your family like, about periods. If women should go and say, okay, hey, I have periods, and let's talk about how what I go through, how you can make it better for me. This is what I need. I need
Yeah,
chocolate. I need you to give me a foot massage, whatever it is. And the
yeah.
men should ask their wives and their daughters and their mothers, what is it that you need? How can I make it better for you when you are
Yeah, I think we
having.
should. I mean, it's very important to call spade a spade. I was
Hmm.
watching one of these videos, and again they were enacting ways to talk with children in the right way about this. And the mother was telling her daughter that my breasts are painful today, and she asked why, and she says that during the premenstrual phase it happens. So I sometimes feel like the women from my mother's generation, I don't know what was going on. I'm sure their breasts
Yeah.
were tender at some point and they had PMS and their legs were hurting as hell. I mean,
Hmm. But they never
but
told us about it.
yeah, nobody was talking
Hmm.
about this.
Hmm. It's a great message. Thank you so much again for joining me, Anushree, in this.
Thank
random
you, Mehta.
experiment that we did today. How many
I
notes you've been sending me this morning? Screenshots of all the papers you've read. Thank you so much for all that hard work.
Yeah, it was really fascinating. You got me thinking your posts from last week and this too. And I just want to say one thing, which very interesting thing that I read today, that uh, there was this article about why menstruation started happening in
Hmm.
animals per se.
Hmm.
And they gave out this hypothesis that it is actually to save that woman's life. So
मतलब?
the hypothesis is that uh, if our uterus lining did not prepare itself before receiving this baby, if it was ill prepared, then
Hmm.
the life of the mother was at risk.
Hmm.
So this preparedness, which comes with, which is because of which the menses happens, is actually meant to save that mother's life.
That's brilliant. Yeah, no, I remember every chapter of biology I would read and I'd be like, this is mind blowing how well our body is designed.
Yeah,
It's literally the best designed machine out there. And that is exactly why there is no need to be ashamed of any function that the body performs. Most importantly, this one, because it's literally the one that brings life into this world.
yeah.
So thank you so much, Anushree, and once again salute to you and all your colleagues who are out there in this pandemic doing this amazing work. Thank you so much from everyone who's listening and who will be watching this later. Thanks a lot. And now, if only I could figure out how to end this call. कैसे करते हैं? Okay, I'm going to
I
try
think
one
this
X
is the
button.
button. Yeah.
Yes, I found it. End by video. Bye bye bye.